So this time of the day, when you feel you have to make a review, and actually I have to do it because this is the most important release in the world of metal that happens every 2, 3, sometimes 4, but in this case 5 years. And how do you address a band of such importance, magnitude importance? It is really hard. It's extremely hard. But I'm gonna try to do this review justice. I'm gonna try to be as accurate and honest as possible. So here we go. Well, first of all, I'm talking about Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls. Maybe this is one of the last video reviews to come out on YouTube. There's a good reason for that. I've been listening to this non-stop for the past 2 weeks, and I knew I needed to spend that time with it because I'm not the type of listener who likes to make assumptions on the first 2, 3 listens. I like to spend some time with the albums, see what they do for me, see how they transition, see how they evolve inside my skull, and then make a review. So yeah, I want to pick up my copy of the Book of Souls straight away when it came out, and I've been listening to it a lot. Maybe this is one of the albums that I've listened to the most ever. You know, I think I must have played it around, I don't know, realistically around 50 times. And I want to start off by talking about the cover. This is the cover of the album cover of the record. And when I first saw this, I was excited / disappointed because this looks really beautiful. I think, you know, the shamanic Eddie looks really detailed. It looks just magnificent. But the only problem I have with this is that the background seems too empty, too dark. There's not much around him, so I felt it was a bit of a waste of space, you know. And also I wanted to see him a bit more interactive, like in the previous covers. And then when I opened up the book itself, I found this image, which for me makes a better album cover. So I think this would have been a better album cover, this one here, with the Iron Maiden letters. This is my Nico McBrien signature. I don't know if you can see it. I had the chance and the pleasure to meet the great Nico. So yeah, I mean, for me, there's a minor issue. Iron Maiden always bring amazing artwork, amazing concepts, visual concepts to the table. So this time is not different. So I'm quite glad with the overall theme of this album. And what about the music? Well, I think the music took me a while to really grasp what these guys were trying to do this time around, because I think with the latest 4 releases, as everyone knows, they've gone a bit more long structures, more proggy. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a huge fan of progressive music, and when you merge 2 worlds, which is Iron Maiden and progressive metal, then we have what they produced for the last 15 years. Again, it took me some time to grasp this amount of music. It's 90 plus minutes of music, so that's quite a lot. Maybe that's one of the reasons that it took me 2 weeks to make this review. But I think now I have a really concrete opinion about it. So all I have to say is that this is one of the best albums they've ever done. It is really good. I know this sounds very cliche because every time a big band releases a new album and brings this amazing concept, these amazing visuals, it's so easy to just get sucked in and think of it as the greatest thing they've released. But as time goes by, you know, your enthusiasm for the record starts dying out. But I don't think this will be the case. I think this is the other way around. Not only for me, but for a lot of people. From what I've read on the internet, there's a lot of people who took a long time as well to make to write comments and reviews about this, because this is the kind of album that really needs a lot of attention and time in order to grow in you. Not because you don't like it first, it's because there's so much to understand. So much music. And the thing is that when I first heard the opening track, If Eternity Should Fail, it reminded me a lot of Seventh Son, Moonchild. It sounds very classic, very classic. An amazing, beautifully crafted song. Maybe one of the best openers in years. It has this very 80s chorus to it, and I just love it. From what I've heard, this was going to be Bruce Dickinson's song for a solo album, but luckily it ended up in this record. And then we have the first single called Speed of Light, which when I first heard it, I was extremely pleased. I really had high hopes upon listening to this single. Unlike when I've heard El Dorado many years ago, I didn't really like the track when it first came out. And you know, to be honest, I didn't really enjoy the whole Final Frontier as much. I think the album grew on me. But still, you know, to this day, if I have to compare it to the albums that preceded it and the one after it, you know, it felt a bit short, to be honest. I'm a massive of Life and Death fan, by the way. So yeah, that's the Speed of Light. You know, has this very classic sound to it as well. This is an obvious single, you know, very straightforward, nothing extra fancy about it. It has, you know, the typical structure, you know, the single structure, you know, verse, chorus, solo, chorus, and end. Very beautiful song, strong. And then we have the next tracks. Sorry, The Great Unknown. Again, great track, straightforward, nothing fancy. This is what we need from Maiden. Great song. And then, guys, this is the best song of the album, in my case, my humble opinion. So far, this is my favorite, and that is The Red and the Black. Now, why is this my favorite? Well, for many reasons. I think this song is the embodiment of what Maiden is about. If you were to listen to one single Maiden song ever, or if I was to recommend a Maiden song to anyone, and they told me, all right, you know, you gotta give me just one song and that's it, one song that represents everything this band is known for, then I would definitely go for the Red and the Black. I mean, alongside the classics like the Trooper and all that. But if I wanted to recommend a new song from Maiden, this would definitely be it, The Red and the Black. This is so amazing, so beautiful. The first part of this is actually a very long song as well. This is a 13-minute plus song, and you would think that you would get bored listening to a 13-minute song, but that is not the case. You don't really feel the length of the song at all because you are enjoying it so much. And the first part of the song is really, you know, it's all sung. Bruce Dickinson does a great job on the first part of the song uh, with the lyrics, his vocal delivery. Uh, just beautiful. But the highlight is the second part, which is mainly instrumental. And I mean, when I heard this track for the first time, I was just amazed. I couldn't believe what I was listening to, even though I've heard so many amazing tracks in the past from Maiden. But this is still something else. I think they surpass themselves with this track itself. It is so beautiful. The guitar work in the second part of the song is just extremely beautiful. Really, guys, if you are going to listen to one Maiden track in your life, please make it the red and the black. I don't know what else to say about this track. If this doesn't make you listen to it, nothing else will. Alright, enough of that. Next song, When the River Runs Deep. Nothing new. Great, solid Maiden again. And then the Book of Souls, that's another highlight. Very long track, title track. It reminds me of Dance of Death a bit. The intro, the acoustic intro, very beautiful, and then the transition into the main riff, into the heavier parts, and then chorus sounds amazing, guitar solo beautiful again. And I like the way the Maiden finishes off the song sometimes. This has become a trademark now for a lot of their songs, and that is starting off with the acoustic intro and ending the song with the same guitar intro, and this is what happens here, but it works really beautiful. So that's the end of disc 1. So disc 2 has 5 songs. The first one is Death or Glory, and to be honest, this is a good track, this is a solid track, but if I had to skip one song from this album, that would be it. It sounds very, I don't want to say rushed, but it sounds like, they had to create another single for the album, another, short track for the album, and, it doesn't sound bad, sounds right, but this is definitely not one that's gonna be that memorable for people, especially not for me. If I have to listen to it, I will enjoy it, but definitely not my favorite from the album. Shallows of the Valley, it has this very late 80s feel to it. The intro sounds so so similar to what's the name, Wasted Years. My god, it's a bit blatant, but it's actually the first few seconds that sounds like it. After it sounds a bit like something different. It even reminds me to, what's the name of that song, The Mercenary from Brave New World. Yep, it sounds a bit like that. Again, great track, nothing special. And then we have 2 of my favorite tracks from the album as well. Tears of a Clown and The Man of Sorrows. These 2 are a bit more in the vein of, ballads. They're not ballads themselves, but they sound a bit like they could be potential ballads from Maiden. Tears of a Clown has beautiful lyrics, which I found out are dedicated to the late and great, the master Robin Williams, that unfortunately died last year. So it deals with this, topic of, looking great on the outside. People see the facade and they see that everything is happy, smiley, but deep down inside you are struggling, suffering, and God knows what you are going through. So again, beautiful song. I really like the proggy intro from this one, proggy parts. I'm really into my prog stuff, as a lot of you know. So maybe this is one of my favorite songs for that reason as well. And then we have the next track called The Man of Sorrows. This song is very dark, I would say. This is the only one where Dave Murray contributed in the songwriting. very, it has a very dark part in it, which sounds very weird at times, but the more you listen to it, the more you get used to. Uh, Again, a beautiful, slow number, great chorus, very melancholic. And then we have the final and longest track ever in the history of Maiden, and that is The Empire of the Clouds. Now, I would need another half an hour to talk about this track, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. When I first heard this track, I wasn't sure I was listening to Maiden. The first minutes into the song sound very different to what you would expect. Bruce Dickinson bought this piano, started learning to play it. He wrote this intro, and then after writing separate parts for this song, they managed to merge it into one long piece. Again, like the Red and the Black, this is a very long song. It doesn't feel that long at all because it is so yeah, the battery just died there. So The Empire of the Clouds, an amazing track by Bruce Dickinson. He wrote this piece himself. I don't really have words to describe this track. It is so magnificent, so freaking amazing. Sounds so fucking different to anything they've done before, and this shows that this band still craves for trying out new ground. They want to keep doing what they do forever. Obviously they do, because I mean that's what they do best, but still they want to experiment with different sounds, different ways of going about writing their songs. And I think this is a great proof for that. This song, it's just so beautiful, just so freaking beautiful. If you have to listen to this song, please do so. You must listen to this song. It doesn't matter whether you are an Iron Maiden fan, a metal fan or not. If you're a fan of music in general, of music that is so beautifully crafted, you must listen to this, not only album, but this track. I have no words to describe it. It's like the narrative is beautiful, the arrangements, the musicality, the whole composition, the performance. Oh my god, I don't know what else to say about this track. So I'm gonna sum it up now. I'm gonna stop this review. This is Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls. I really hope this is not their last album, but if it is, this is one of the best ways to end a glorious and extremely successful career. These guys are adored all over the world, and please Iron Maiden, release more albums. Don't make this your last one, but if you do, we are very happy about this record. But please keep releasing albums, because we really need them, but don't make us wait 5 years, please.